Welcome back. The horror film Spiral is a spin-off of the Saw series. Matt Perrin shares his thoughts on the film in your Monday Movie Musings.
Welcome to another Monday. Theaters and HBO Max released a new action movie starring Angelina Jolie that looked promising, so I gave it a view. But more on that later, because a movie that was supposed to be released exactly 1 year ago came out this weekend. I've waited a long time for this one. I'm actually a big fan of the Saw franchise. When I saw that Chris Rock wanted to revise it and penned a script, I was fascinated. When I saw that it was adapted and being directed and produced by franchise veterans, I was excited. When I saw that it starred Rock and Samuel L. Jackson, I wondered if it was for real. Well, the long wait is over, and here's my take on Spiral from the Book of Saw. Our movie begins with Detective Zeke Banks, played by Rock. He has been shunned and labeled a rat by his colleagues for turning in a corrupt cop. After some cowboy-like actions, he is forcibly stuck with a new partner, Detective Shank, played by Max Minghella. Despite not wanting to work with him, we soon see Zeke warming up to his new partner as they get called to a crime scene. A body has been hit by a train, and we soon discover it's a detective that was Zeke's only friend on the force. Even though Jigsaw has been dead for years, there's blatant evidence we have a copycat. Soon, clues from the killer start being sent directly to Zeke, and wondering why he's the one being sent the correspondence, it soon becomes evident that it has something to do with his father, the ex-chief, played by Samuel L. Jackson. As the bodies of more detectives start turning up with more clues to Zeke, he, his father, and his new partner set about taking down this new criminal mastermind who is targeting the department. As the movie progresses, we are treated to many of the Saw staples we know and love. From the gritty camera work to the gnarly traps to the ever-present familiar background score, we as the audience are able to dive into some true Saw nostalgia. On the other hand, though, something seems different about this one. More of a whodunit type of vibe. We get plenty of gore with bits of levity interspersed. It's a decent continuation of the franchise, and although true fans will enjoy it, they will also find plenty of details to be a little nitpicky about. So, what to say about this one? As I mentioned earlier, I'm a fan of the franchise, so of course anything Saw related, I'm going to find ways to enjoy it. My hat's off to Chris Rock for loving the series enough to give it another movie. What's good about it is that it makes it a true copycat killer and not some weird post-mortem game set up by Jigsaw. One of the problems I have with it, unfortunately, is Rock himself. He gives it his all and does a good job, but if you're a fan of his comedy material, it's just really hard to take him seriously in this role. Samuel L. Jackson is always great. I just got really distracted when they threw in a blatantly obvious Pulp Fiction nod, which took me out of that serious moment of the movie. Max Minghella is a great addition to this, and his banter with Rock shows real chemistry. I actually like that they threw some comedic elements in this, since that never really existed in the franchise up until now, and adds some levity to the movie. The traps are relatively gruesome, but this one doesn't focus as much on them as the previous films. Fans of the franchise also probably won't be able to handle the new killer's recorded voice, as we always want to hear that Tobin Bell voice on all the recordings. All in all, I had fun with it. It definitely helps that it was directed by the director of Saw 2, 3, and 4, along with being produced by the original writing pair. The killer is pretty predictable. Both my wife and I knew who it was halfway through the movie, but the ending is pretty suspenseful, albeit a little nonsensical. However, I look forward to adding it to my collection and including it in a franchise binge watching. It was no crazier than Jigsaw. As far as Those Who Wish Me Dead with Angelina Jolie, it was enjoyable. I have a feeling that will be next week's review since I have to do my civic duty. We'll talk about it in about 7 days. This has been your Monday Movie Musing. Back to you.